Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Ashley.
I'm Amy.
And we're Martin Midlife Misadventures. Tell them what I'm doing today.
Today she's got 30 plus spices for your Prepper Pantry.
Yes, I do. And let me tell you one thing. Do you want to know a difference between the Great Depression and now is spices.
Readily available.
Yes, available now, and get them while you can, because that is going to be the difference between food fatigue when you're eating rice and beans and all those things. Adding those flavors. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's go. Mustard powder. Let me tell you, this is a great thing to have on hand, not just as a seasoning and a spice, but you can turn this mustard powder into your very own mustard. All you do is add water and stir it up, and then it's always good to have some mustard seeds on hand too. You can crush these into a powder. You can use them when you're making your pickles. All kinds of great uses for mustard seed. Let's talk about the garlic. First here you see garlic salt. Now garlic salt is great to have on hand, but I really recommend that you just buy garlic powder because you can get a larger quantity of garlic that way and then just add your own salt to it. You can also find seasonings like this, garlic pepper. Now this is really delicious, so I recommend if you find some, pick it up. We happen to find this one over at the Family Dollar. You can also buy garlic in minced form, in a jar, ready to go. It's fresh garlic, and it's delicious, and it lasts for years. Good old pepper, black pepper. We can use this in so many different ways. You can also buy white pepper, or you can buy whole peppercorns. You can buy pepper in these little tin type containers. These tend to be a finer ground pepper. You can also find them in these little packets like this. These are great for bug out bags when you can find spices in small amounts in little containers like this. Stock up on your pepper. Okay, if we're going to talk about pepper, of course we got to talk about salt. It comes in so many different forms, okay? I'm just giving you a few examples. We've got pink Himalayan salt, some Lawry's seasoned salt. This is delicious on French fries, and many other things. Some regular iodized table salt and some sea salt. Make sure you have at least 5 pounds of salt per person in your family per year. That is the average salt intake of a human being, 5 pounds a year. All right, let's talk about bouillon. Bouillon comes in different sizes, shapes, and flavors. You can get tomato flavors, chicken flavors, beef flavors. You can get a powdered bouillon or a cube bouillon. This one is super great, the Sazon. Any kind of bouillon is going to add terrific flavor, especially to beans and rice, all those things that we make that are very dull in flavor. This is what's going to make the difference for us. Parsley flakes and chopped chives. Super easy to make ourselves if we have a dehydrator or even an oven, but sometimes it's just nice to have them on hand. Both of these were bought for $1 each. Look for some parsley flakes and some chopped chives. Salad dressing mixes and dip mixes. Yes, they're not just for dips and dressing. You can use these as marinades on all kinds of different meats. They're very convenient to have on hand, and sometimes you can find the off-brands for like 2 for $1. Very convenient and very delicious. Taco and fajita seasoning mixes. I put a couple different ones out here. This is for hot tacos, regular tacos, and fajitas. These are beyond convenient. Yes, we can put all these spices together and make these ourselves, and that's what we need to graduate to. But until then, if you can find these seasoning packets, usually you can find them on sale, 50 cents a pack. Pick you up a couple times each time you go. They really come in handy. Let's talk about hot spices. Hot peppers. We've got crushed red pepper, cayenne pepper. Up here is another cayenne pepper in one of these bags. I'm just loving how these come packaged. Easy to store. We have Sriracha Salt. We actually found this at the Dollar Tree. Some basic chili powder. And this is one of my absolute favorite hot spicy things. Extra spicy Mrs. Dash. Salt-free as always and delicious. This one's running low, so I need to pick up some more. I did add paprika to this section. I know it's not spicy, but it's smoky and it's in the same family. Love having paprika on hand, and this is just a jar of my own spices. It's garlic, onion, jalapenos, and pepper all ground together. It's absolutely delicious. And this is the advantage of growing those types of things in our garden, because we can dehydrate them and then grind them into our own spices. Spaghetti sauce mixes. I really enjoy these. They're convenient to have on hand, and for us, being very limited on space, it's a lot easier for me to store this and its companion, which is tomato paste, because that's all it takes to make this with a little bit of water, versus storing one of these big old cans of this Hunt's. Now, these are cheap, usually around $1, but this is going to have a longer shelf life, and it's not going to take up as much space. Sloppy Joe seasoning mix. This isn't something I use often, but I have used it, and it's wonderful. All you do is add a can of tomatoes paste. Super cheap to buy, will last a long, long time in your pantry, and easier to store than a large can of Sloppy Joe mix. Here's some basic Italian seasonings you can get. You can get oregano, thyme. You can even buy the Italian seasoning that has everything in one jar. These are usually only $1. I really think this is a great buy. If you find these at your dollar store, pick them up. More of this, these packaging, gonna keep showing you. This is basil. Love this packaging. Pick you up some good Italian seasonings. Let's talk about Badia Complete. This complete seasoning has it all. It has very little sodium in it. It has great flavor. They even have breadcrumbs now. Can you see this, everyone? I tried them, and they're absolutely delicious. So look for you some of this Badia Complete seasoning. Let's talk about some beefy flavors. Obviously, the tenderizer is not a flavor, but it's good to have some tenderizer on hand. You can buy brown gravy mixes and sprinkle them into anything beefy and just make it a little bit more flavorful. I do that with au jus gravy mixes. I will dump a little of this in my dehydrated ground beef, and it really helps revive that beefy flavor. Another item you can buy is this Johnny's French dip. Now this stuff is amazing. It's usually not that cheap, but a little goes a long way. Just some little ideas on how to get some more beefy flavor into our meals. Ground allspice, ground cinnamon, yum yum yum, ground ginger, and some cloves. Cloves can be very expensive, everyone, and we found these in the Hispanic section at the grocery store. You get way more in the container than you would in one of these, and this only cost us $1. So don't forget to check out all the ethnic sections in your grocery stores. You will find some amazing deals and some amazing spices. Another one that we found was this chamomile, fresh chamomile flower. You can make your own tea from this, and it's got all the components. It's not processed, and it's cheap. I think we paid $1 or $1.50 for this as well. So look for some fresh chamomile in your Hispanic section of your grocery store. This is some tomato powder that I made from some of the tomatoes we grew in our garden. All you do is dehydrate it, and then you grind it up, and you have a great tomato powder. You can add a couple spoonfuls of it to your rice, to many, many dishes. It's a very great item to have on hand. And this is some cilantro. We grew cilantro, dried it, and now we have our own cilantro. Onion powder. It's something that we use onions in almost every single meal that we make. And sometimes I don't want the chunks of onion, so I just use the powder for that little bit of flavor. These are red granulated onions that we grew ourselves and made our own granulated onions. So granulated onion is something you can pick up fairly cheap at the store as well. Check out your dollar stores because I know I've seen them there. Curry powder and turmeric powder. They're good for you, super high on flavor. Turmeric isn't just for your making pickles. You can use turmeric in a ton of different ways. In fact, you can just take it on a daily basis as a supplement. Curry powder, a lot of great benefits to this as well. So if you're interested in these flavors, pick you up some curry powder and some turmeric powder. Nutritional yeast, it's a good thing. It's high in vitamins and it tastes good. It has a very kind of cheesy flavor, so you can sprinkle this over any kind of food you like, get a little cheesy flavor to it, and some extra vitamins at the same time. Look for nutritional yeast. I have noticed that Great Value at Walmart now has their own version of this, so that might be worth checking out. Adobo Seasonings, they come in several different flavors. This one is with lime and cilantro, and this one is just your traditional adobo. You can use it on fish, chicken, vegetables, absolutely everything. Great flavors. If you haven't tried some adobo, get you a little sample of it at the dollar store and see if you like it. You can also find by Badia these whole trilogy seeds. This one is flax, chia, and hemp. It does have flavor. It can be ground. Not only is it tasty, but it's very, very good for us. Try to find you some of this whole trilogy healthy seeds. It's a great seasoning, and it's very, very high in fiber and good for you. Butter buds. Butter buds are great, everybody. They taste like butter. You can put them on popcorn. You can put them on anything, and you're going to get that good little butter flavor that you're after. This peppermint I buy because I like to make a tea for Amy when her belly isn't doing well, when the digestive system isn't doing well. I make a tea from peppermint, fresh rosemary, and honey. It's a delicious tea, and it has a lot of healing properties. This is lemon pepper. I put this little Great Value one here to show you because this costs less than $1. Look over at Walmart and your dollar stores for lemon pepper. It goes great on absolutely everything from vegetables to chicken. It's just a great flavor. I love keeping this spice on hand. This is a soul food seasoning. You see that? Another really, really great flavor. If you try some of these spices that they've put together like this, you'd be really amazed. And this was only $1 at the Family Dollar store. I have these bacon pieces out here. This is not real pork. It is made from a textured protein, but it tastes like bacon. You can sprinkle this in your scrambled eggs, on a baked potato, on salads, just name it. It is a great thing to keep on hand, and it has an extremely long shelf life. We've got some sage and some poultry seasoning. Really don't need to say much about these because they're self-explanatory. Great for our chicken dishes and beyond. All right, let's talk about some chili seasoning mix. These are absolutely great to have on hand, and you usually can find them about 50 cents a piece. Yes, we can put all these spices together ourselves, but it is so nice to have this ready to roll. And some ground cumin. I put this out because that's really the main smoky flavor that is in chili, as well as your chili powder and everything else, but cumin is that main smoky flavor that we all have grown to love. Another one of those packages, nice and flat. I love these. I gotta talk about grated cheeses because I do consider it a seasoning. It's something we can add to add a lot of flavor to our meals. This is a home-style Parmesan, no cellulose powder. It's real shredded Parmesan cheese. And these are your cheapies that you get at the dollar store, grated topping. And then this is your Great Value Parmesan and Romano cheese. All excellent. Great to have on hand in the pantry and will last well, I mean well beyond their expiration date. Adds a lot of flavor. Right here, I have some Basil Pesto. We purchased this at the Dollar Tree. It's a small container. A little goes a long way to give you a lot of flavor. If you haven't tried it before, I really recommend you get yourself a little jar of this basil pesto and try it out because for $1, you really can't beat it with all that flavor. This is a jar of dehydrated celery. I dehydrate all my own celery, make my own celery salt. All you have to do is grind this up and add salt to it, and then you have celery salt. Another really great spice to keep on hand. All right, we're going to talk about Tajin. How many of you love Tajin? Now this is absolutely delicious. It's spicy, it's sour. We love to put it on fruit, popcorn, pretty much anything. It's just a great, great spice to have on hand. So if you haven't tried Tajin, I highly recommend you get some and give it a try. Okay, I got to talk about the gravies again. We already talked about brown gravy. You can also buy country gravy mixes, beef stew mixes. I put this anise seed up here. Now, you know, this is usually used like in France, they use it to make heavy liquors and things like that. But people do use this and grind it and put it in with their fish dishes and soups and things of that nature. So I'm picking it up. I'm getting every spice I can get my hands on. Again, love these packages. Everybody loves onion soup mix. You can do so many things with onion soup mix. I don't even need to start. Look right there, they have dip on the front of it. And you can make it into onion soup. And you can put it on a roast and vegetables and everything else. Highly, highly recommend onion soup mix. Okay, we got some bay leaves. Bay leaves aren't just for your stews, everybody. You can put these around your prepper pantry. It'll keep the pests away. We put them in our 5-gallon buckets that have grains, rice, beans, all of it. It helps keep the pests away. Really, really good thing to have on hand. Some lemon or lime juice. And you do need to watch the expiration dates on these type things. They do go bad, everyone. We had a big yellow bottle of lemon juice from the dollar store. It turned completely brown, and it was only like 2 months past its expiration. It smelled funky, everything. So I ended up using it as a cleaner, like to clean my cutting boards with salt, things like that, because I didn't want to throw it away. So watch your dates. Do not overstock these kind of things. Caraway seeds, we picked this up, oh gosh, I think for a chicken recipe we were going to make. Not something we're going to use on a regular basis, but I'm glad we have it. Caraway seeds. This is rosemary. I use rosemary a lot. I make tea from it. I season potatoes with it, beef, chicken, all kinds of different things. Rosemary is something I absolutely must keep on hand. I love it. These are 2 honorable mentions. Annatto, this is mainly used for dyeing your food. It has a really deep, rich red color to it, and arrowroot. It's just a natural thickener that you can use instead of cornstarch. I found this one for $1, and I think I found this one for $2. So it was a great deal, something to think about. All right, let's talk about tarragon. Great for chicken. Dill weed. Sorry about the label. It got wet and torn. But the dill weed I keep on hand primarily for making my pickles. I really love pickles. Don't ever want to go without them. And if for some reason my crop doesn't do well, I've got dill weed in order to make my pickles. This good Mexican vanilla, we buy this at Walmart. It is not expensive at all. I do consider this a spice because it adds a ton of flavor to a ton of things. So make sure you stock up on some real vanilla. It will last you forever. All right, last but not least, something we stock a lot of is sugar. Most of our sugar has been put into 5 pounds at a time into Mylar bags. We also have brown sugar. This is 2 pounds of it in this bag. And confectioner sugar, powdered sugar. Now, I know you're going to say if you have sugar and molasses, which I do, you can make your own brown sugar. Absolutely you can. You're also going to tell me that I can make my own powdered sugar by whipping it in a blender. Absolutely, I can do that. But not everybody has the ability or the know-how to put those things together. When we're looking at emergencies and things like that, I want things ready to go on the spot. We will graduate to making all our own brown sugar and confectioner sugar, but for right now, we need them individually in order to get us by. All right, everybody, how about those spices?
I love spices.
She does love spices, and I know that there's a ton of them that were not on that list. So if you could do your thing, everybody, and put those suggestions for spices in the comments, there's just no way for us to have them all. And like I said, we like to show you things we actually have, not things that we haven't tested or tried, that kind of thing. And this is the difference between the Great Depression and now. We have the ability to add all these flavors.
They're all available. I mean, you can get them at the dollar store.
You can get them at the dollar store, and I know there's going to be a bunch of you that say, oh, that's a waste of money. You can dehydrate your own. You can grow your own. Absolutely, you can, and we've done that.
But not everybody's there.
But not everybody is there yet, and not everybody has the ability to grow. Some people live in high-rise apartments without even a patio. So to grow all the spices and all these things, it would be impossible. Like, how are you going to grow peppercorns,
Yeah.
if you live in a high-rise apartment? So we get that that is the best way, and that's what we're graduating towards. But until we have all these things growing, we're going to keep a bunch of it on
Do
hand.
what we can.
Yeah, because I don't want to suffer food fatigue. If it gets to the point where we're eating beans and rice and lentils and barley and all those things,
Every single day.
yeah, we want different
You want
flavors.
different flavors.
So please keep stocking those pantries, stock them to the roof, and don't forget about those
Get those
spices.
Hey, just to let you guys know, we'll send out a community alert here in a little bit as well, but Teespring is offering a 15% discount tomorrow, Thursday the 2nd, December 2nd, just for tomorrow, and the promo code is holiday15, so if you'd like to get some merch and you want to save a little bit of money, tomorrow would be the day to do so.
Tomorrow's the only day they're offering the sale, so yeah, jump on it if you're interested, and it would help us out a lot as well.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, we hope you are well. We hope you are stocking.
Please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and leave us a comment.
And we are going to be talking to you really soon. God bless you all.
Peace.